Hello, Judith.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
Well, I must say it is as if we had planned your success story, because just last week you had the biggest breakthrough in your business ever.
Yes, this was really a huge thing for me. So yes.
How does it feel to have had a six-figure launch?
It's absolutely incredible. Had anybody told me this at the beginning of December, I would not have believed it. So, wow.
Wow. Can we congratulate Judith on her first six-figure launch, because she barely believes it herself? I think there are emojis. Are there emojis here or can we not show any emojis? Oh, I wish there were some. Yeah. Judith, you barely believe this yourself. How should anyone else believe that they can do it if you barely believe it yourself?
Yeah, so I don't know. I always had these women around me, and also you, who believed in me before I did it. And so, I had this feeling, okay, maybe this is possible. I just go step after step, and then it became like a reality. But it was like, I thought, okay, maybe in the course of this year, maybe I will have a six-figure launch. So that it turned out to be in January was like, okay, wow, what now?
Well, now you are one of the women, because you have been looking at all the others that did it, and you say, well, that's not me, but maybe it's you. And now you are here to share. Judith, you're such a great example, because you also for a long time have talked about the imposter syndrome and not really believing in your own capabilities. So how far do we need to go back for the start of your online business?
We need to go back, I don't know, maybe 2009 when I became a freelancer, and then again 2018 when I decided to jump into this adventure with online business, because I had 3 children, and I somehow felt this is not working out anymore for me, because I was working as a copywriter for advertising agencies, and I was trading like hours for money, like a copywriter is doing it. And I just felt, okay, 3 children, I really have very limited time. And advertising agencies always like start at 10 in the morning to work. And I'm like, okay, I have to leave at 1 because the kindergarten is closing. So the time that I had became like always like less and less. And I couldn't raise my hourly rate like the way I had to earn the same money. So I knew I had to find a solution. And the solution was, at first I didn't know exactly what it was. And then I found you like in the 12 days of webinars. I just watched them, I liked it. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to dive in this adventure of online business without even knowing what was awaiting me.
Yeah, so there are some people who just joined 12 days of masterclasses. So I remember you telling me that you woke up every day to watch each masterclass. And this is 2018, so yes. Just 3 years ago.
Yes.
And you watched all 12 days of masterclasses. So this is, should be a confirmation to people here on that only 3 years ago, Judith did not have an online business.
No.
And you were a freelancer, and it was exhausting with 3 children.
Yes.
So then you joined one of my programs, and that's Samba Kickstart, which we are opening up later this week. And what did you do? Like, you created your first course?
Yes, my first course was a copywriting course. And it turned out that the 4 weeks course that I created was like enough input for like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, but I put it like in 4 weeks. And this was my first course that I made. It was over-delivering, over the top. And but it was like the beginning of my online business. And then I refined this course. I launched it, I don't know how many times. And so I learned launching, and I also had like launches that like failed, like or didn't go as well. And then I learned a lot from it. And then I did it always better and better until now I reached my first 6-figure launch.
It helps to be consistent and keep on
Yes.
going. People are curious, what was your vision 3 years ago?
Yeah, I always had this vision that like my husband and I were asking ourselves, how do we want to live? How do we want to work? How do we want to define family? And we always knew that this is not like our life, like this normal life. You know, everybody has their job and everybody is like working in their jobs. And then everybody's coming home and they're tired and they don't want to maybe play with the kids because everybody's tired. So we had this vision of somehow working together as a family, as one business, and somehow like managing our family in a better way than before. And so this is something that I spoke about with my husband, and then it was his idea to join like my business. Now we have a family business, and so like one thing like came, like it was like a whole puzzle, and it came like together piece by piece, just by asking this question: how do we want to live? And like this vision of having like a family life that is more relaxed and having something that we both want to achieve. We both want to work for something, and not always like somebody is working there and the other person is working there. Nobody knows exactly what the other one is doing. So we wanted to have something together, like as a family and as a business. This was our vision.
So you had a family vision, not just your vision.
No, it was also with my husband, because I knew that this vision that I have, I cannot do it alone. So this was like the first thing that we also like talked about. And then he joined my business in 2018, way before I made the first money with my online business. So just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. You just, both of you believed this would work out.
Yes. We had this strong belief because we just knew that it's going to be successful. We just didn't know when exactly. So we like placed a bet on our future. And so it was also the beginning, the real beginning of my online business, because just by like hiring my husband, I had the opportunity to have more time to invest my time into my online business, not to run like after the advertising agencies to like chase the money. So I had, in the first time in my being of a freelancer for like 9 years or 10 years, I had in the first time like time for myself to think about my business. And this changed everything. And from there on, like, okay, at the beginning it was like la la la, and then I hired my husband, and then it was like taking off slowly, but it was taking off.
Yes. Yeah. Suddenly you had time to do things you couldn't do before because you had the help from him. Yes. But, you know, you took a big bet and in some ways a calculated risk. You know, you had still some freelance, you know, you were doing one-on-one. I want to be clear on that. You don't just create an online course and it's going to magically overnight replace all your income. So you kept on doing some freelance things. Yes. You were teaching at a university as well. And then you were starting to create your online course.
Yeah, so I had a lot of things going on parallel, and it was exhausting, but I could not say, okay, back then I could not like leave the freelancing behind, like all of a sudden, because I needed the money, of course. Yeah. So I was doing 3 things parallel. Now I don't freelance anymore. Now I don't work for advertising agencies anymore, but I did that for like 2.5 years in my online business. Yeah. So of course, like, okay, it was sometimes exhausting, but it was worth it.
Absolutely. Several people don't know maybe what a launch is. Launch is a marketing campaign. It's the word we use in online business. Marketing campaign typically are a few weeks long. So, you know, you do a marketing campaign 2-3 weeks, and then you sell your program for 1 or 2, 3 weeks. So when we say someone has a 6-figure launch, typically that's within a month. We have only open cart ourselves with a week. So if I say I have a multiple 6-figure launch, it's typically within a week. But it takes a lot of preparation, and then you're running your main program. Yeah. So Judith, you, how has this imposter syndrome, you know, worked out? You said you want to leave it behind, and now do you feel it's a tick in the box, or does it always creep back?
Yeah, I think it's a process, and maybe I will not overcome it like forever. I don't know, because like I came to understand that my imposter syndrome is always like a sign of I'm leaving my comfort zone and I'm about to step into something that is greater than myself, that is greater than I see myself. But of course, imposter syndrome has like kept me from doing things in the past and has blocked me, and it has made it very hard for me to overcome them. But then I just learned, okay, I just have to do it anyways, even if I think I'm not good enough or I'm not like known enough or whatever enough. And I just did it anyways. And then I grew into this role that I envisioned for myself. But of course, it's a process. So, but now this year, I'm like, okay, I'm like fed up with the imposter syndrome. So yeah, like my motto is like, just do it, just blog it, just step out there and yeah, do what you want to do. Nobody is keeping you from that except maybe your imposter syndrome and maybe your own like not believing in yourself.
You've been a part of several programs on this journey. So a part of also what Judith said before, I have believed in her the whole time since I got to know what she does and who she is. It does help when someone else believes in you. And you started in what we call now Sampa Kickstart. Then you joined Momentum for 2 years. And now you have just joined our $1 Million Mastermind, Red Circle. Does the number $1 million scare you?
Like one month ago, I was like, oh, $1 million, so far away. And now I had my first 6-figure launch and I'm like, okay, it is somehow doable. Like it does something with me that I like climb the ladder, that I have always bigger and bigger numbers, that my list is growing, my launches are growing. And then of course it's like really challenging. But I think like now I know it is possible. And this is changing so much, like in my brain and in my work and how I like interact with my team, like my growing team and with my husband. And it's just, it's opening so many possibilities. And it's such a good feeling, it's such a relief, like finally, like believing in yourself and seeing that things work. So, thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. This is what the women and men on this in the session need to hear. Like the believe in yourself, I would explain, is gradual. So if I had talked to you a year ago in a similar setting, you would not have said, no, $1 million, no, not for me, probably. And now you just had your first 6-figure launch and now you start saying, well, if I can do that, then I can do that. So can you help explain to someone who's like sitting there, well, I can never do what Judith did. How can they start to believe?
Yeah, so like as I said, like I had this tribe in Zomba believing in me long before I did that, and it has helped me a lot being in this community and finding the women who like trusted in the things that I did, that were in my courses, like in my first Kickstart course, and they saw what I was doing and they were like, Judith, this is so great. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know the other courses, so. And I was like, okay, if they think it's great, maybe it is great. So it's like you learn like this. The self-esteem is like something that really builds up gradually, and you just have to do the things that like are really scary, but step by step. Like you are teaching us step by step to do these things, to launch, to create a course, and just go this way and really trust the process, because I did that too. Although I was sometimes like really scared, like, what am I doing here? My first online course. Oh my God. But by doing it, you overcome your fear and you're building your self-esteem. And this is changing everything, not only your business, it is also changing your whole life. And this is just something that I personally needed, because I felt like so stuck in my life with the 3 little children and the job and everything. And this was like a breakthrough, like a personal like I freed myself from all the restraints that I somehow felt were there in my life just by building the self-esteem. And it was so worth it. All these like overcoming of fears and everything, all these sleepless nights and all this, how should I like name my course? And is this the better name or this the better name? So it is a process, and you just have to go through it and just do it, just blog it, just write it, just put it out there, your course, just launch it, just do it.
Just do it. Basically, it's incremental, and every time you do something, you get a little bit more self-confidence, a little bit more. It's not overnight, but it's taken you 3 years to get here. And now I feel you're not doubting yourself so much anymore. Like you're saying, like, $1 million. Well, why not me?
And exactly like you said, like 1 year ago, I would have said, oh, I don't know, maybe like 200,000. And I'm like, no, it's like totally different. Like the perspective, like when the numbers are growing, you are like zooming out of everything and you start to see the bigger picture. And this is like something that I don't know, it's something totally new to me, like seeing this big picture, like leaving all the freelancing behind, leaving the hourly rates behind, leaving like the little numbers behind. And now like zooming out of this and seeing like this whole new like possibility, like playground of possibilities in my business. And it's like, wow, great. I just have to decide in which direction I want to go. It's like so many more possibilities. So it's really a totally different perspective on my business.
I love this. I love this. You know, literally witnessing this over the last 3 years is very rewarding, but I hope you also can feel some of this transformation that you can possibly have by just starting, just that first step, you know, creating that first online course. And, you know, we will be talking about some Kickstarts later this week, but that's the first step Judith took. Any question for Judith directly? Any question for Judith directly? I think, how many times did you launch? Like your program has changed. Your first online course was 4 weeks and now it's 12 months. What has happened?
Yeah, it has changed like fundamentally. At first, it was just like a limited course about copywriting. And then I put in there like blogging and also writing a newsletter and everything. And then I took it all again apart. So I have changed the course, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. Now I'm focusing on now I'm focusing on blogging. Yes. And this is like an ongoing process. It's not like something that we just do for 3 months. So I stretch it to a 12-month program. Yeah. And I've launched this, I don't know, like 8 times, or I don't know, like 9 times, a lot of times. Yeah. And it changed. And I also changed the name. I changed the duration of the program. I changed the prices. I like experimented a lot with this program. And this is also something that has helped me, like not like being stuck with something, but always changing it and like taking a look, like what do people say, like who are in my course, like getting all the information and all the feedback, working it in, and always making the product better and better so that it's more like attractive to new clients.
People are asking about the price at the beginning. So the Kickstart process, which we're going to talk about more later this week, is what Judith went through. And then the first version of the course is free. This is the concept that we teach. The first version of the course is free because you need people, real people, to test your course. So how many sign-up did you have for your first round, which was free, by the way?
Yeah, I'll never forget this. I had 117 signups and I got 97 of them in my Facebook group. And I was like, oh, almost 100. Wow. It was such a great number because when I started my online business, like in 2018, I started with a list of 47. Yeah. Like my newsletter list was 47. And so 97 was like, wow, what a great jump. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's what the Kickstart program does. It helps you build your email list with ideal clients that do your course for free. And then we do an upsell afterwards. What did you do an upsell afterwards?
I made a 12-week blogging program. That was my upsell for, I don't know, 800 euro.
You had the first signups.
Yes, it was my first course with 4 participants, and it was like the first money that I earned. It was, I think, in August. Yeah. And so this was like my first money, and I got like all the money like back that I invested in Zomba, and I was like, yeah, I'm super successful. This is like the start of my online business. And it was.
And it was. Yeah. So you made the money back, you invested in Zomba Kickstart, and you had created basically 2 programs. First, the 4-week course that was free for your beta testers, and then the upsell, which was a program that people actually bought from you. And that's pretty much how most people that we talked to today and the rest of the week got started in their online business. So Judith, I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you just How many did you sign up for your program? Or
Now for my program, we have now, I don't know, 81 participants.
81 participants.
And
this
it
is
was
not a free program. This is a paid 12-month program.
Yeah. So there were some who have renewed, but I think like 40 or 41 new participants have joined the program.
Fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, how did she advertise it? We advertise the Kickstart courses with you, for you, and with you, and then we also teach you how to advertise them. Yeah. Were you self-confident to sell what you're gonna teach? No, I think Judith just said that she wasn't.
Like I had this huge imposter thing, but then like the feedback from my first course was so overwhelming. It was so great that I was like, okay, I'm not just a copywriter, I can also teach copywriting. And so this self-esteem grew. And then when I made this upsell with my blogging course, I've been a blogger since 2005. So this was something that I felt very comfortable with.
Yeah.
So this was a very good feeling. And this is something that I have returned to now, like in my 12-month blogging program.
Yeah, to your zone of genius.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to experiment a lot. And what I want to give Judith credit for, she has experimented a lot. She had created different programs and courses. She's launched again and again. This is what it takes to be entrepreneurs. You gotta test. What works out, you do it again and you just tweak it and make it better. And what it doesn't work out, you don't do it again. But there's nothing like, you're not going to figure out overnight how everything is going to look like and it's just going to be perfect. That's just not how it works. Yeah.
So we made so many like experiments, and I also had like some courses that I would not give now again because I just saw, okay, it was too short or it was not good enough. So it also takes I also built the courage to just stop a program when I saw, okay, it did not work out. So we made it better, we reworked it, and we whenever I felt stuck, I was like, okay, I went to the group, I was asking my Zomba tribe, like, what do you think? And I got so much feedback, and also from the participants, that I always knew which step was the next to take. So I was always like in a state of, okay, I have a question, but I know where to get my answer from. So yeah.
So coming to a final question here. What's next for you, Judith?
Yeah, of course, now my blogging program is next. And so it has just started now in January. So to build up this blogging program, to make it like great. And it was always my goal, like before I even knew what I was doing in my online business, I always said like, I want to be like the go-to person for something I cannot grasp. Like I was like a copywriter, newsletter, claim, this and that. And now I want to be like the go-to person for blogging. And this is what I'm building up, like building my reputation, building everything around it, my whole funnel, my ascension model, all around blogging, because this is what I love to do. And this is what I want to teach.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Judith. I think you're well on your way. We all agree Judith is well on her way to be the go-to person in blogging in the German-speaking market. You are a rock star. Thank you for coming on, and congratulations again on your first 6-figure launch.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.